Welcome to the show, everybody.
Woo!
Hello.
Welcome.
Royale.
Dun, 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 dun.
So excited to be here.
We should all do
guys.
jazz hands next time. Just all jazz hands.
Yeah, just be waiting for it.
Yes. Like, what's happening? Why are they doing that?
So this is an
This is my-
exciting week. We had a fun episode, a really fun episode with some
Really
cool stuff
fun
happening.
episode.
And I am honored to say that one of our pals of the show got us what is probably the closest we're going to get to a celebrity appearance on our show today.
Today.
Yeah. Greg promises that next week he's going to get Jonathan on for Norma.
Promises.
Yeah, we're pretty tight.
How has your guys' week been? Good?
Yeah.
I ran out of wine. Well, I almost did. So I had this much. So then I am drinking sake instead. That's all we had. And I was like, I don't know. I just like having a drink with my friends on Thursday. So
Your
That's a
night
power
nap.
move.
Yeah.
drinking sake.
Nice.
Slide into the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've taken
Uh,
a week to make red beans and rice, which maybe is appropriate, but it took me that long because I have children. So it's like a multi-step process.
Yeah, you have to like soak the beans, right?
I did soak the beans. I chopped the veggies Monday.
Okay.
And then I kind of I pulled the spices out of the cupboard on Tuesday. And then I put them into
this
a
is
bowl. on
literally a
Wednesday.
day by day.
Yeah.
Well, because I
want
only
you on
had,
my
like,
Survivor team. I want you on my tribe.
Small snatches of time between like kid duties and
Meanwhile,
stuff.
Josh is like, so wait, we have to wait till Thursday for dinner? Like, is that
Yeah,
how this works?
there's nothing
or-
to eat.
You
It
haven't eaten.
just got cooked, Greg, so we'll be eating dinner tomorrow night. So,
Our
You
weekly
haven't eaten.
dinner.
Oh,
Neil
tonight,
and Dan are
Thurs-
still
yeah.
with their cats.
Thursday's the cooking night, and then
I have
Friday's
to
eating.
I have to do our traditional hello to everybody too. So here I go. I'm gonna try
It's
to click
insane.
on all the ats. So here we go. We'll start with Elaine. Here we go. Greg saying hi to everyone.
Rebecca's
Greg.
here.
Oh, this is when. Hey everyone.
Hey.
Hey end
And,
up. Wave to end up.
Camille and
Everyone- we can all
Dano.
read these. Here comes the jams.
Come on and slam.
Hey.
Monica's just
Hi, and,
rocking it.
And hello. Where's Greg from? Greg's in Alaska, guys. Most people don't realize that.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, you fooled me, and I should know better.
I'm from Dan Under.
Down
I
under.
am from the Pacific Northwest, Oregon.
Yeah.
Way to
And-
go, Camille and Dano, for having pineapple pizza tonight.
Ooh, wait, did I went too fast past that?
I think it's one of the
Yes.
newer comments.
Good call. Good call.
No.
Yes.
Way to represent.
We'd get along well. You have cats, you like
Garbage.
games, and pizza, and food's good.
So yeah, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us. You guys know we love spending our Thursday nights with you guys. And let's bring on our friend Aaron onto the
Please.
show.
I need to hear about this.
Aaron.
Excited
I
to be
Welcome.
here.
missed you last week.
I was actually here. I just couldn't type.
I was afraid you were going to say that too. I was like, did I miss something? But I
No,
know I
I
didn't see
was
your
typing in
comments.
the beginning, and then I couldn't. I
Okay.
taking care of somebody. So
Okay.
But
Well.
Aaron loved the bow. If you guys don't know, Aaron always has good bows, and so she promised a good one tonight for the show.
I
Great
love
bow.
You
it.
are so cute. I love it. I love it. I need to channel my inner Erin. Like, I'm halfway there.
God,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm feeling left out. I should have worn a headband
Yeah.
too.
Get
I
the
Josh is
feel
gonna
memo.
fashion one.
My alliance
Josh is gonna
partner
fashion one
without
out
a
of toilet
headband.
paper.
I know. A toilet paper roll. Oh my god.
Wow. Natalie, you're a lucky lady.
I feel prettier already. All right.
Guys, don't get me started.
Sir, do you have a toothache?
I know. I do feel like an old timey, like, oh, my tooth is aching. Oh, somebody. So Aaron, you had something exciting happen this week.
yes,
Yeah. So
so
what
excited.
happened? What happened? And then I'm gonna try to follow along at the appropriate times.
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago we were talking about different questions we had for the Survivor. So they posted something on Twitter. You could ask questions, and I asked a lot.
Wait, hold on.
Did you?
Here's the question, right? Oh no, I don't have them.
No,
when
you
they're
had it first, I
asking.
think.
Well, it was just a Survivor page. It wasn't Jeff himself saying, "Would you like your question asked?" If he ever did it. So I put our question that we had all as a group a couple weeks ago.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
This season when you had
And
the
this
first
was like episode 5 or 6, right? And it's when it was like super wavy. Everyone was like crashing. Jonathan, meanwhile, is like done with the challenge, but everyone else is like trying to get those ladders up the pole, and they're in like neck deep water, and it looked like people were gonna die. I mean, that's the challenge that you're talking about when you asked about that, right?
Yes. Because we were all questioning why it was the first time Survivor had ever stopped the challenge. So we were all curious why. So I asked for us.
Well, and I was saying, like, I thought that was such a great question because, one, we could not have been the only people out there who were wondering. And then two, we'll see in a moment, it gave Jeff Probst the opportunity to give some pretty good insight. I really liked his reply because it felt like he gave us a little sneak peek and like making of almost in some of the stuff he said.
And
Yeah,
some
he broke the fourth
reassurance.
wall.
But I don't
Yes.
want to give away too
Yes.
much.
Let's see what he has to say.
Well, I'll show you guys in a sec. First, coming your way, what have been your favorite challenge of season 4, season 9 for? Oh, and then this is when Aaron got alerted. How cool would it be to get Jeff Probst answered your question? What a cool tweet.
Ooh,
Did you drop your phone? Like when you saw that, what did you do?
Yes. I was like, oh my God, I got to put Josh's thing
I'd be
so
like,
it links him.
I don't know.
Oh, Aaron, what were you doing when you got that message?
That's a
I
personal
actually was
question.
getting ready for a live on Kristen Marie's channel. And I think she was going to kill me.
I love
Because
it.
we were like
I
going
love it.
live in like 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, Kristen Marie, look. And she's like, that's not what we're talking about right now.
Oh my gosh.
Aaron, everything in my head is a cartoon. So I imagined you at the grocery store, like getting a lemon, and then you look and you're like, oh, and the lemons all start falling down, and then you're trying to pick them
you're
up.
like
and,
trying to put one up. Yeah.
Well, you guys, do you want to see what Mr. Jeff Probst answered Aaron?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we
Yes.
go, everybody. So let's stream.
All right. I'm going to.
All right, another question from Survivor 42 to celebrate another great episode coming tonight. This one involves the water challenge earlier in the season where we stopped the challenge, which we have never done. We've done 650 some challenges, maybe more. That's a big airplane flying overhead. We've never had to stop a challenge. And the question was it because you were truly concerned about their safety or because you didn't think they could finish the challenge? Here's the deal. I'm never truly concerned about their safety in the water because we have a lot of safety swimmers. We have people underwater, we have people on the surface, we have people watching them, and they are fast and they can get to you quickly. Everybody's safe, but they were never going to finish that challenge. That water was super turbulent, and you know I like turbulence. There was no way they were going to finish that. We let it go as long as we could, giving them a shot, and at a certain point, we had to call it. Survivor 42, hope you're enjoying it. I am.
Yeah, that's still cool.
So cool.
Awesome.
Who's also surprised? I definitely thought it was a safety thing.
Yeah, it seemed that way.
Yeah, we all thought it was a
Okay.
safety thing, but it wasn't. for
Yeah.
all-
Because like I'm imagining in my head that clip where it shows High like gulping for water, like and
Yeah.
the water's like going over his head and
I think
stuff. Like
Roxroy was almost under at one
that's
point.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of them.
But can we talk
And
about
so-
that video for a second? We've joked about how like there's times when he's breaking the fourth wall and like talking to us and it feels like he's talking to me. He was actually talking to you, Aaron. Like that
Yeah.
was a video
Yeah.
to you.
That was so cool.
What?
Also, he's adorable. I was like, look at those dimples, those little
Oh,
dimples.
yeah.
He was cuter on the video than on the TV show.
Yeah.
Right, move aside, Jonathan. Jeff.
Move aside,
I'm
Jonathan.
not messing with Norma again.
Not
I
going
think we
there.
all learned
I'm
our
all
lesson.
Jonathan
Yeah.
Norma.
Let's talk about that plane for a second because it sounded like it was over my head. The quality of the video was really high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, that was definitely an iPhone. You could tell by the color. But
Well,
um,
I think they're on like day 10 or something of season 43 right now. So I'm
Oh.
guessing he was either about to start or it was like on location, which would make sense if the producers are like asking for stuff, they have access to him. I'm guessing most of the time they can't just be like, "Hey Jeff, do this." You know what I mean?
I
Let's
bet
just
you
take a moment to appreciate how much life has changed since Jeff started doing Survivor. Like he couldn't shoot a video on his
No.
phone to
Yeah.
explain something
Right.
during the live season in season 1. You know, like we all had just gotten cell phones and like
Yeah, if
early
you would
Yeah,
have
I
told him
think-
to tweet, he would have like flapped his arms and sat in a
Yeah.
we've been like,
On
I'm
his
not reading.
T9 Nokia.
yeah, he's playing Snake.
He'd be like,
Between
"Hold
Well,
on."
takes.
Aaron, thank you for giving us a wonderful gift to share with everyone. Thank you for giving us an awesome start to this show.
So
I do want to
cool.
warn everybody. I had one more question for him that I asked him to come join us on the.
Yes.
You're an angel.
We'll see if that ever gets answered. But
Yeah,
Hey,
if
out there,
Jeff
get
is
some
in the
buzz,
chat.
people are gonna
Well,
see
actually,
that.
guys, I have a surprise. Let me bring him on.
Can you imagine?
Aaron pulled the while I have you.
While I have you, Aaron reporting from the scene. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you,
Thanks,
Aaron. Have a great
Aaron.
night.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Amazing.
That was so awesome. Wow.
I love it. And Aaron's a sweetheart to begin with. So I feel like her energy like spoke to them and they were like, this is a sweet person writing
Yeah.
us. We're going to answer her question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, hopefully someone said it sounded really loud. Uh-oh, guys. I hope the video wasn't like blowing your eardrums out.
Oh shoot.
Did we like
Oh.
blow everyone up?
Well, I didn't.
Here
Well,
now,
Dylan was snoring,
I
so
couldn't-
it wasn't loud enough to wake somebody.
this is cool. Everyone's like so excited. I'm just showing some of the comments.
I know.
Aaron.
It's so amazing.
It is.
When I saw that on Twitter, I was like, what is blowing up right now? Like, and y'all know that I'm not the best tweeter. But like when my phone was like going crazy, I knew something was going down. And I was
You're
so
not that
excited.
cool to be getting that many alerts.
going down.
I thought like the house was on fire.
Right.
Or like
Because
someone was
someone would
ringing the
text you
doorbell.
during the- yeah.
Someone
Over and
would
over
tweet
again.
you about that.
Yeah.
What's the best way to get a hold of Greg? Tweet him
Twitter.
at
Your
him.
house is on fire.
Well, should we dive in, guys?
Well, before we do, guys, there is an idol to be found tonight.
There is.
So, friends, we took a suggestion from Miss Norma and we modified it a little. So, here's the deal. Every show, there's going to be an idol to find so you can be immune to the vote at the end of the show. So, here's how we're going to do it. This is our first time trying it. So, this may be the only time we do it like this. We may change the rules next week, depending on how this works out. But one of us four is going to say a word. The word will be the idol. At the end of the show, when we go to vote someone off, I'm going to ask if anybody has an idol to play. At that time, you will type what you think that word was. You don't have to type who it was that said it, because I know that'll slow you down. Just type the word that you think it was. The first person we see that says the word in chat in order of what appearance, that person will get the idol this week. Does
The
that sound fun?
password is
Password.
Jonathan.
Okay, so one of us has a word assigned, which we will be saying. So yeah, let's start the show, and good luck finding that Tyrannosaurus Rex of a word.
You made it sound so
Not
big.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Is it? Did you guys tell me what the word is? Or should I know? I guess one of us knows. So
One
it's
of
like
us
the sort of
knows.
Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun, dun.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
All right.
I guess we'll
Yeah.
find out.
So I'm gonna take a spatula and start.
You're gonna confuse our people. Okay?
The transcript for this episode is going to be so random.
Yeah.
People are
It's
gonna
going to be like
"Man,
one of
it-
those bots that writes scripts.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, this did not catch the right thing.
It's about Survivor.
Yeah.
Well, let's
The
start with the
script is
episode, guy. Who's
ginormous.
kicking us off with
I
this
got it. I'm in.
flabbergasting task? Bailey announces she starts right as she freezes on us.
Perfect.
Uh-oh.
And this is the perfect freeze.
Uh-oh.
Everyone, screen capture this now to
Yeah,
Yeah.
could
add.
you
Got it.
please?
I'm
Your
going to try
Bailey
to screen
shirt?
grab it.
Wait, should I like stand up and be like her body?
Weird.
Okay. Who's gonna start us off while Bailey gets back to us?
I can talk about it.
Go for it.
We come back, and Mike talked about giving his word, and they're talking about hi, and he's saying, I shook his hand, I gave him my word. And then in like an interview, he's like, can you hear that? That's High's head rolling. Like he cut it off. Like he's like, you cross me and I don't play. That's the end of your game. And so far that's been the case somehow. I don't know how. Mike keeps doing it, but he's doing it and it's working. So that's where we're at. It's like right fresh out of the last tribal. Then
Well, I love too how at the beginning, the first thing someone announces, we had a successful blindside.
yeah.
That's like literally the first quote I wrote down.
And who else was blindsided besides High?
Well, who keeps getting blindsided every week?
Romeo.
Romeo.
Romeo is like the anti-Mike. They have like he has no social game. Mike
Oh
has
my
all the social
gosh.
game.
Yeah,
Poor
everyone's
guy.
like, my word is my bond. I will not bond with you. Like, that's like-
Right.
I feel bad. Like he's
Do
just
you?
like every single time he's just on the outside. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that'll
But he's
come
still
around.
there. He's still there.
He didn't get a montage or like a little like look into his life on this
No.
episode. So
No, he didn't.
that was good.
I like how he did say, he said, I'm being chill. I can just sit back
Super
and let
chill.
those I can just sit back and let those big egos eat themselves. So
Yeah.
That's
Did you say
one way
egos or eagles?
I think egos.
I heard eagles. So I was the whole time I'm like imagining them all as like just giant eagles like flying around.
Predator
Super
bird.
good.
Maybe he called them wheelbarrows.
to. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he's just down in the nest, just like waiting to baby bird. Yeah, he's talking about how he's playing under the radar. Like
This is all just how passive players try to sell themselves
exactly.
on their passive non-strategy.
And it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
You know what though?
We've talked about that.
I think that he's kind of smart though. I mean, that's all he's got is to be the one that can basically stick around and be a tool of stronger people. And like, yeah, okay, I'll vote however you want. You want me to vote? Because if he can hang long enough, he does all of a sudden end up in the final, group. And I told Natalie, I was like, think about this. Because he always is the one told to vote wrong, he can
Yeah.
literally say, if he's in the last and he goes to
Yep.
jury, I have never voted any of you out any
Yeah.
week. Which is true. He's
So
never,
if they're all playing like the personal, I took this personal and like you did this to me game, then he's going all the way. But I don't think that's the case with this group particularly. And I think Jeff called it out at the end of the show. We'll talk about that later. But the idea that they're playing a strong game and really respect each other, I think goes to show that you can't just be the lamb being brought out to slaughter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bailey
I can't
have
wait to get to-
Bailey, did your computer die? What happened?
Aliens came. We're not sure.
What?
The world just
You lost the past 7 minutes of your life.
I don't even know. I can hear my husband out there like watching Netflix. I'm like, it's not the internet. I'm not sure to answer your question, but
Okay.
we're
Welcome back.
You're back.
You sound great.
Where are we? I caught up on goats. You know, that's where I just
Goats.
We're actually we were just about to just talk about who was voted out. We're almost done.
Yeah.
Made it.
It's been a quick episode. We just
Damn it.
buzzed right through it.
No, we're back at tribal when they just got back.
Okay.
Nighttime, they're talking about it. High's heads rolling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Heads are rolling. Romeo.
So then it cuts to daytime, right? Yeah, Romeo. Or no, first it talks about how if High's gone, the amulet is now a steal a vote. And Lindsay's talking about that, and she's excited about that with Drea.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then it cuts to the daytime. And I always like to point out the animals. Raise your hand in the chat if you saw those crazy lizards that look like they were like multicolored cars with like a blue tail, and they were like silver, and there was like 2 of them. I always wonder, here's a question that we need to ask Jeff. I'm going to start making a list of these. Do they have like an animal guy that just like sets up these shots and he has like the most random collection of animals and then they like do that? Or do they actually find this stuff out there?
I think, Greg, when you have a team that has a camp set up at that place, you have those opportunities. I mean, think about us. If someone said, Josh, I need footage of Pacific Northwest animals, we get occasional raccoons, we get squirrels, I could do hummingbirds, I could do so much in my yard, just
crows
from my window while I work. I think it's just them being there.
You think
but
so?
Yeah, but I do not find I've listened to your theory before, and I've really tried to see the animals do not relate to the episode.
I haven't seen a lot of relations this one where it's like a constant theme. But I'm guessing it's been in the past. I'm almost certain.
It would be funny though if they like kind of whisper, like if like a little lizard would look over and go, Romeo, and
I'm sure they have this so dialed in after so many seasons. They probably have crew that's on the whole cast, etc., and then they probably have designated hours for like the B-roll footage, you know.
Right.
And they may have so much already. Like we're seeing.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Those lizards were not dated. We couldn't. They weren't like holding up today's June 1st.
Or
they're wearing like
a little Super Bowl shirt,
glasses from New Year's Eve.
Yeah, like that Super Bowl shirt's from 2 years ago.
Oh, those lizards.
So we went from heads rolling to toenails falling off.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And it's normal. She says it happens 2 to 3 times a year.
Yeah, Marianne says everyone points out like her pinky toenails fell off or something, and she said her toenails just straight up fall off 2 or 3 times a year. Does anybody in the chat have windows or toenails just fall off?
Yeah, please tell me if that's a normal thing, because that freaked me out.
I'll say I don't. I don't think I've ever lost an entire nail.
Oh, careful! You don't want to jinx yourself. It's
knock
painful.
on wood.
Where's the wood?
Seriously.
Like,
that's true.
No, your toenails falling off is not normal. Like,
no
one told you this. Miriam,
then gotta see a podiatrist.
What is also not normal is then smiling and being like, I'm in so much pain, but I love this, and I'm so happy to be here. Like, I cannot get over how positive she is.
Yeah.
I will say, Marianne, I think, has won me over. Do I want her to win? No. I have other favorites, and I think that
Greg.
More people have played a better game.
Yeah.
But
Greg is like
has an attitude.
Greg's like one of those old miners that pans for gold, but he finds losers.
Hey,
all the people
this is the horse I chose. So
the what?
And Josh is one of my best friends.
Like that's a gambling reference, gambling on horses. Racetrack.
He doesn't pick long shots, so they get voted off. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but I'm saying leave Marianne alone because she was my original choice for winning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has a long shot.
Only if she got Jungle Rock. Rebecca, she says this is something that happens like 2 or 3 times a year, not in the forest.
Yeah, but
she's got a problem.
How prone to infection
Somebody mentioned toenail fungus. I've had a toenail fungus. It's very common.
It's got to be.
It
Aaron.
needs to be treated.
No, I
Stop
had a
it.
toenail fungus. I got it treated, but my toenails never just fell off.
No.
That's-
No.
Well, it wasn't on my pinky toe. The pinky toe, I would think, would be the most likely one to fall off because it's so small anyway. So it's going to be taken over if you don't
can-
treat your fungus.
You can probably get like conjunctivitis or something. There's like got to be some sort of like. Is that a tooth
Yeah.
thing?
We need to move on from this conversation.
Please.
That's a bar.
I
Yeah.
know we're getting real deep on this toenail situation.
Yeah.
She lost
we're
her
like
toenail. Get over it.
way
It's a
below
toenail.
Lisa,
Got
thank you.
9 others.
Josh is just scrolling through the nasty comments. Thank you. Yeah.
We can keep talking about it if you want.
No, we can move on. I
We
need
can
to
move
feature
on.
all these amazing comments.
So then,
Yeah. Autoimmune diseases. Woo. Woo.
Everyone's talking about Romeo, right?
hmm
Mike says only the movement is eating. What does that note make or mean? Romeo says, "Screw them. I'm not doing anything
I know what he's
about
saying.
anyone."
Romeo's only movement in camp.
That's right. That's
they're
right.
he was saying he's so lazy. He just sits around, and the only
And
thing
it
he
cuts
does
to
is
him.
his little monkey paw reaches out to the rice bucket, takes some, eats it, eats it.
I kind of love the visual of that, though. Just like this long monkey arm.
Yeah.
Casually.
Moved in weeks just because he's been sitting there eating. And honestly, I haven't related to something more in my entire life.
Been eating the scraps,
Just eating.
which is
Romeo
crazy.
is the most relatable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so it looks like we have a final 5 solidified, right? There's
Yeah.
a group of them sitting there. Can you pull up the picture, Josh, of who we have left?
Hold on. 1 second. Merged all.
That works.
Yeah.
Or before, maybe the before picture.
So it's
So we have
That's right. Here
Drea
we go.
Yeah.
is part of the final 5. Omar is part of the final 5, bottom right. Jonathan, top right. Mike, bottom left. And then Lindsay. So it's basically everyone but Romeo and Marianne that they're saying is part of this final 5, right?
Yeah.
They're in a nice little huddle out on the beach. It just sounds like kumbaya. This is going to be the thing. And then it cuts. And now my final 5 being solidified is in air quotes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because that's when it cuts to Mike and Omar.
Yep.
And oh my Omar.
This
That guy is a player.
Diesel.
He
The
is a
sneakiest weasel.
strong player.
He's
Oh,
He-
go ahead.
I don't even know what to say. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, but Mike is on this high. He's like not HAI high.
Yeah, high's gone.
He's on a high,
He's on
but
a
he
high.
is.
He is on a high. What he wanted to happen happened. That was shown at the beginning of the show, and now he's feeling a little confident. Omar doesn't like it so much.
No.
And not to overuse the word high, but Omar announces Mike has become the new high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's like, you're not calling my shots, bro.
Yeah. A little. It is.
Now,
But then he's talking about how he
also-
like tries to make Drea feel safe as he's telling that to Lindsay.
Mhm.
I mean, this guy is just guns a blazing.
He's making money moves, or trying to.
Well, then
sure
we cut
is.
over to Lindsay having a conversation,
At the watering hole.
and she starts telling that she wants Jonathan out. And she says, I really want to beat him.
Which is
And
foreshadowing.
yeah. And so, immediately Norma flew onto the island and just started pummeling Lindsay with everything.
It was
Which was
fun.
cool.
Really shocking.
Yeah. She went back in time. What I found interesting in this is, kind of the fourth wall thing is when Drea's like yelling, like, I know you're not getting water,
Yeah.
or like, come on back. She's talking about like people going out to get firewood, people going out to get water, and then they come back with no water and no firewood. And, like, we know what's happening. But she yells, and the people at the watering hole hear it, which means that it's close enough that like they're within earshot. or something, right? I thought it'd be farther. I thought it'd be like a mile away or something.
Right. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Appreciated. She was like, calling a spade, no
Yeah.
bullshit. And I was like, good for you, because they're all doing it, you know.
Right.
And that was even
Yeah.
that scene with Jonathan that fell asleep for too long, and he was freaking out when he woke up. How long have I
Oh
been?
my gosh.
I've been here, and Romeo's like an hour. He's like still eating the rice.
Yeah. That's kind of scary because Jonathan was talking about how he's like twice the size of these people, and he came in knowing that he couldn't eat twice as much and he couldn't eat his normal amount. So he's been like downplaying his need to eat still while like killing it on everything. But he brought that up and I was like, man, I feel bad for this guy. Because you know that he thinks about like every single calorie that he puts in his body.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
Not
like,
even
cut
on the
that in
show.
half.
2 pins.
Yeah.
Old Lockneys.
Damn it, Josh.
Old Lockney monster.
Look at him. He just wants a sandwich. Look at the
Yeah,
guy.
just give me a sandwich.
He just wants 18 egg omelet.
Yeah.
And before we skip ahead to the crazy immunity challenge, I did want to note that Drea and Jonathan had a little tiff. Remember, they were on the
Yes, they did.
Yes.
and Jonathan obviously knows all these things about fishing, and they had talked earlier that night or last night. They're getting pretty hungry. Rice is dwindling. Like, food is scarce. Romeo's eating it all. But they're trying to fish. So Drea and Lindsay are like, let's figure this out. Let's go fishing. Let's catch something. And Jonathan is trying to show them. And as they're unraveling the net, Jonathan's kind of just sitting there, but Drea says, well, Jonathan, you could help. And I don't know about y'all, but I was like, oh, I don't know if you watch any, Real Housewives or Bravo, anyone on here, but I was like, oh snap, it's about to go down. Like this.
Yeah.
Table's gonna get flipped here.
Tables are about to get flipped.
Like, when you like wake up from a nap and you're all disoriented and it's like, what is happening? Where am I? He asked like what time it was, like, and then someone's like, you need to help.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm the provider.
Right.
I'm the one that's got all the fish.
Who
And
was
then he's trying to like verbally tell him how to take apart a net.
It's a scary time to be saying stuff to people, though. You know what I mean? Like, he was given a little attitude, which did not go over well. And this is the time in the game when people are looking for literally any excuse to go, let's put him on the chopping block.
Yep.
He looked at me funny. And it was interesting that he was giving so much attitude because he normally, I think, sometimes seems smart about what he's doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, maybe he's just been lucking out because he's been getting immunity and things like that. Maybe he's not
And then that's when Lindsay and Drea were like bent over the fire and they're like, we need to get him out. This is our chance. Like, he cannot win the next immunity challenge. I'm tired of him being here. And then it's
surprising to me though, because Drea had just as much attitude, she's calling at people at the watering hole. And then she's the one who called Jonathan out. She like started it. So it kind of, I just wonder, like, the edit that they did, what is left out that Jonathan is the one everyone's really mad at?
And somehow this turns into a commercial.
What? I can't hear you.
I said, and somehow this turns into a Snickers commercial because everyone's wanting to eat Snickers.
Yeah, and he's hangry. So true. And it's like, what's her name? Betty White.
R.I.P.
Oh.
She had a good run, guys. We're all gonna die. If someone makes it to her age, we don't have to be sad.
Was I supposed to say the word now though? Like, do I have to repeat Betty White, or how does it work, Josh?
What was she? Octogenarian? Octogenarian?
I think like a septuagenarian. Or
am I doing this right?
My favorite bird is a whippoorwill. Whippoorwill.
But the next scene is bananas. Absolute bananas.
Okay, so let's go to the immunity challenge.
Yeah.
Because the best thing about this immunity challenge is Jeff Probst starts by talking to the camera.
He talks to us.
He did.
Just
Let's use
in
this
our-
as
in our living
as
room.
a
Look at
stand-in
that.
for
Look
him.
at those
Yes.
looking at
dreamy eyes. Just
We have a
staring right
graphic
into
now.
ours. Yeah.
He's talking
yeah.
to us.
Actually,
Looks
I
so
have
ominous in
another
that
Jeff
screen
Probst somewhere.
grab, though.
Let me find my other Jeff Probst.
Yeah, but that one's so good because it's actually him
I
talking
know
to
this
us.
is such a
He
thing.
looks so real.
So yeah, break
yeah,
it down.
So it starts with Jeff Probst telling us, the viewers at home, that they are replaying a twist that they did in season 41. So this cast, as we know, season 42 has not seen season 41. They filmed them back to back. So the do or die twist is whoever they're going to do this challenge, whoever is the first to drop out of the challenge will at tribal be presented with 3 boxes, and 2 of them, if they select either of 2 of them, they'll go home immediately. They'll be out, no vote. The remaining box will be the safe. They will get immunity. So
well,
it's
remember
a
though,
real
he didn't tell them that much at this time. What he did say is
Right.
one.
I'm just
you-
telling us
I know,
what
but
Jeff
let's
told
let's
us.
save it for the drama to reveal later. But like the important thing he said here, you don't have to play right now.
Yeah.
But if you play,
It's risky.
first one who falls will then play a game, and it will be just them against the game, no matter what kind of immunity you have. You have to play it. And if you lose the game, you go home. And you're the one who goes home tonight. Or you're safe, and then we continue on with a normal vote. And
So
so
bring up the before graphic, Josh, because it's at this point that in my head I'm looking at everyone that's lined up there, and I'm going, I've seen Romeo fall first thing, I've seen Marianne fall first thing, Omar's fallen like in the first. We're talking about the last like 3 or 4 challenges. There's been times when it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm like trying to figure out who is going to be in this challenge based on the information that Jeff just gave them. Basically saying, that's the challenge. You can see it. What do you think?
and the fact that you don't have to play. So some people are like, it depends on. Now we start seeing who feels secure too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Which is something that they used to do with food. They would say like, hey, here's the challenge, but if you sit out, you can have this pile of donuts or pizza or whatever, and then you have as much time to eat it as the challenge lasts. So it's along those lines.
wow.
Jeff also, he didn't explain what the challenge would be at tribal, but he did call it a do or die challenge, which
Yes.
is really scary. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they go into this knowing that the immunity challenge is going to be pretty interesting. And the key choice is, do you participate or not? And the actual challenge is they step on a platform and they have one of those narrow things to stand on. And they have 2 sort of handlebars to hold on to kind of at their ears. And the game is just stamina. Who can stand on this platform holding on to those 2 handlebars for as long as possible. And then once he's explained what it is they'll be doing, then he passes out 2 rocks to each player, gray or purple. Gray means you're sitting out, purple means you're playing. And they get a second to choose, make sure they know which rock is in which hand.
And the whole time, like Jeff is explaining this, I just see Jonathan like looking back like, can I do this? Is this everyone else is just kind of like locked on Jeff? He's like analyzing the field. He's like, is this gonna be mine? I don't know. Anyway, it made me like pause for a moment.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
So it was very revealing that everyone revealed the rocks they chose, and only 2 purple rocks were presented. One was Jonathan, one was Lindsay.
The two
athletes, the 2 most competitive, the 2 who have been head-to-head competing in several of the past immunity challenges. And here they go. Do or die moment for both of them. Yeah.
How telling is that like the
Yeah.
two people that are killing all of the challenges are the two to be do or die. I mean, they were like, let's take this on. It's actually incredible. It made me respect them both so much. I was like,
Yeah.
if you don't win, I swear,
Yeah.
win it
Yeah.
all.
It's one of those challenges that is sort of deceptive because it's not much to look at, but that's really hard to just keep your heel on this tiny little platform and keep your arms up. It's like,
Because I
Painful.
know that they set like
Perfect
the
word.
platform, like the base to the arm thing for their height. So I think that
Yeah.
they've measured them in advance, and like each person has a designated thing. But I think that like the thickness of the actual platform, like how far it goes away from the back, I think that's standard.
Yeah.
No,
So
that did
Jonathan,
that was standard. Yeah.
yeah. So Jonathan with his giant feet and his heel base is like this big versus everyone
Mhm.
else, I think was at a disadvantage.
What one thing I did notice, Greg, was the handlebar part was actually on a sliding thing they could adjust. Because they didn't know who would end up playing, and then
That's a good point.
they wanted them all within a camera shot, so like it would have, they would have had to adjust, but then it looked like off camera, before they put them up there, they got them adjusted to where each person was, it was basically like ear level
Yeah.
for each
yeah.
person. And it was funny because they show all these like things like the sun going up and setting and oceans going and all these shots,
The
and then
stars.
it's all 5 minutes, and I was like, oh my god, like I thought they were gonna reveal to us like for the first 3 hours no one
Yeah,
budged,
like
you know?
Yeah.
season 1 style, where they're
But
like
literally
12
the
hours
first thing
in.
was like 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, okay.
And it's at that point that Marianne goes, I'm just getting nauseous watching this.
Mhm.
Yeah. Some people are so dramatic I could just kill myself.
Okay. Hands defense, these two were squirming at 5 minutes, Jonathan and Lindsay.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
keep your hands off of it or else you're out. You can't take your feet off of it or you're out, or your heel from the back, you're out. So it's not like they could like take a hand off and like stretch around. They had to like stay in the
No.
position. They were
And they're
limited
shaking.
stretching down and going up and stretching down. Like that was the limits.
I was thinking I would have to just subtly like release the pressure on one arm just to
Right.
give it relief, and then release the pressure on the other arm.
Like I'd be like doing the like this hand and then like that. Like I'd
Okay,
know
we
what I mean?
need
Like-
to stop doing the visual arm motion
But okay, question for Norma.
now that I've seen it.
Jonathan in that position was just like in full flex. Like it was just like an Adonis. Like this is the specimen that we're dealing with. Yeah, he looks super thin. Like he's a little bit underfed, but
It was bananas. Yeah.
I was like, dang, dude,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Today was my upper arm day, my workout, and it's like this tricep action, and I
Were you
was
doing the
like
same?
channeling my Lindsay. I was like, "Oh, this is hard. I couldn't do this forever."
Okay. No, I'm out. I'm done.
I like
Yeah.
it.
That
Talk
whatever I forget what this tricep, the
How-
tricep.
Ooh.
That
Quadrilateral.
I don't have strength there. That's like something you really have to work. So I think Jonathan had the advantage going into this.
Yeah, totally.
I also want Jeff to be my motivational speaker when I'm feeling down. He was literally every challenge, right? But like this one in particular, it was whatever it is that made you want to play Survivor in the first place.
Yeah.
This is when you bring it
Yes.
out.
Yes.
But then he swings it back to taunting. Then he'll be like, Jonathan's really moving a lot right now.
Yeah, the quote he said was, whatever it is that made you sign up to play Survivor, this is what you wanted, this kind of test. That
No
was his big one.
pressure.
And then he talked about how it's
Easy,
this
Jeff.
challenge is no joke.
Yeah. And then
He
he just
also
said, look at
said
you.
you
You're
are-
pathetic. You're weak.
Yeah.
What? Why are
So
you so
what-
mean?
It lasted what, like 10 minutes or so, 15?
I think 10.
Just over 10 minutes.
And it's looking like Jonathan's going
10 minutes on
down.
the screen. I actually think Jeff announced 12 minutes. They'd hit the 12-minute mark.
Okay.
and then that's when it was just getting too much. And we've seen times where Jonathan takes an extra second or two because he's just kind of showing or just doing a graceful dive off. This time, Lindsay dropped in a 1/10 of a second after her.
Oh,
He
yeah.
let go. He was like, "Oh my god!" Like that was
Broken.
that was a painful thing.
Broken.
Yeah.
And Jeff's like, "What hurts?" And Jonathan's like, "Everything."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how cool was it that then they hug, the two of them, like, nice job, that was a good work, and then everyone hugs them. Like, it was like a way to go, we
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some
camaraderie.
gameplay there where people are like trying to support him and be like, "Hey, don't vote me out," but at the same time, like, I think that was a genuine moment where they all just were like supporting this pair of people that both gave it their all. Like, it was impressive.
Oh yeah. No, and yeah, but it is funny. Like as they're going in to hug, like, remember I was one of the first ones to hug you. Here we go. Good job.
Yeah. Like,
Jonathan,
don't touch Marianne's toenail.
mad respect to Jonathan. He said it wouldn't hurt. Like he has a lot of respect for Lindsay for competing, but he says it wouldn't hurt me for her to go, which makes sense.
Yeah. We're getting towards the end. As much as you love someone on the tribe,
Yep.
you do need them to go before you because you want a chance to win $1 million. Yeah, I do love just the thought of every time they all come together. So again, Marianne, keep your foot away from me. Okay?
Yeah.
Here-
Speaking of feet and
I don't
toenails,
want my nails falling off.
Jonathan did say Lindsay's tough as nails, and so he was just bringing it full circle from
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's tough as 10 toenails, 10 full toenails that have never fallen off.
All
Only
I
clipped.
love it. I love it.
They've only been manicured.
I love these episodes of Survivor where they get through the immunity challenge and there's still like a solid 30 minutes left in the show. And I'm like, yes, this is going to be some
Bring
good skiing. This is
it
going to be
on.
an exciting tribal.
Yeah, Natalie and I, our new thing now is as soon as they're head to tribal, we like to go, how much time is left? Because like, are we getting a juicy one? And then sure enough, we looked at each other, we're like 15 minutes. Like we were so excited, like this is gonna be a big tribal.
Yes.
But before we got to tribal though, some shit went down. So
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
they go back to camp. Jonathan is our winner, and there was no meal, there was no extra prize, no nothing. But the most important thing, he got that necklace. So Jonathan is now immune. He was a target for some, and now he's completely off the list, which just, here we go, Survivor. We had the 5, and now that's all up in the air, and it's
Right.
on. And now
And there's the added twist of we've got a plan for option A, option
Yes.
B. Option A,
Yes.
Lindsay
Yes.
might go home. What do we do then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
she goes
nothing.
home, and then we go back to camp, and there's no more.
Right. But option B, she stays. So it's kind of like,
and she is devastated at first,
Yeah.
like crying.
man.
You can tell that she gave it her all. And then to
Okay.
have second place means first loser, means you are playing a game where you don't have the
Mhm.
best odds.
and they gave her the little homage of,
Bailey,
her
yeah.
hit background and how she played
Salt.
football with the boys and stuff.
Yeah. Salt in the wound, though, to go back a little bit. They get back to camp. Drea's like, I heard my husband's voice in my head saying, you suck at endurance. I shouldn't do this challenge. Mike's like, glad I didn't. I'm like, guys,
I
stop.
didn't even hear that.
Yeah, that was the first things that they said as soon as they got to camp. I'm like, damn, that's like, Lindsay's obviously devastated. And so they pan over to her little interview, and that's when they show her like,
Oh my gosh, I didn't even hear that.
yeah,
And that's Drea again talking about like the husband. Like, it's really cool that she has this like, it's like this like figure in her head that's like cheering her on.
yeah,
For
Yeah.
all of those episodes.
totally.
I guess. I mean,
I also thought it was rude, to be honest. Really.
Yeah.
because then she starts getting a little too mean with it. Like, I heard my husband saying, "Don't go with that bitch. She's
Yeah.
she'll steer you wrong." Like what?
She's just like completely
It wasn't me. It
delusional.
was my husband. I'm so sorry. It was his voice. It wasn't.
Yeah.
That was a
No, but the we got a montage at which just
Yeah.
immediately throws you into, oh no, please don't, please no.
Oh,
They start rolling out a montage of Lindsay and her life,
I wrote it
and
down.
they reveal that she played, it looked like high school level, or like as upper level as
Full-on
you can play football for 6 years. She said
Mhm.
she was the only girl that played. She wanted to play. She stuck with it. And she said she didn't just ride the pine. She actually played in every game for 6 years. And she said, you know what? When we had those rocks in the hands, my stupid competitive side just took over and I had to play the
I
game.
couldn't. Yeah.
And she's like, I should have sat out. And strategically speaking, yes, she should have sat out. If there's someone who I think a lot of people agreed was safe, she was
Right.
one of the safer ones. No one's ever safe, as we learned, but she was one of the safer ones. That was quite the gamble to
If
do
she
that.
sat out, though, Jonathan would have been the only one doing it, and then he would have fallen first and won. So then what?
I don't know. They didn't cover that. Does he win or does he lose? Like, I don't know.
You're either
Yep.
way. He's
That's
screwed.
interesting. So Lindsay's obviously devastated. She's
Mhm.
it was a dumb decision, but then she's also proud and she gave it her all. And then there's a lot of series of conversation happening as before every tribal. Omar Marianne also says it sucks. She shouldn't have played. Drea, Marianne, and Lindsay are talking, and Drea pans over to Drea, and she's saying, "I hope Lindsay goes home." You
Yep.
know, that's kind of the same thing that Jonathan was saying. Like,
I want my amulet activated.
Yeah.
amulet activated. But yeah, let's touch on that really quick again.
Well, first, then it cuts to Romeo, and he's eating rice again. Okay, back to you.
We have to screenshot that face and show it.
Like, what?
What's the Lord of the Rings little goblin guy?
Gollum.
Gollum.
Yeah.
Gollum.
The goblin guy. I love it.
Like scraps of clothing.
So there's 2 people left in this amulet original trio, and with 2 people left, they get to steal a vote if one of them goes, and there's Drea and Lindsay left in this original trio. If there's one person left from that original group, they get an immunity.
Right.
Lindsay and Drea incentive to the other. A reminder too, Drea has the knowledge of power and an extra vote. She's locked and loaded. She's ready.
Yeah.
Mike and Drea are talking. Mike says he thinks he's going to play his idol. He tells Drea this. Mike.
Because he's nervous. There was a
Dude,
lot of information being freely shared for no reason.
Playing too much with his heart.
Yes. And then it pans over to just Mike and he wants Drea out. lots of hypocrisy happening.
Gosh, but there was a crucial error in all of this social gameplay and social strategy, and that was Drea sharing with Omar that, hey, Mike might use his idol tonight. If we were going for Mike, then I'll play. I have this secret advantage. I've not told anyone in the game. I'm telling you now. Knowledge is power. Explains how it works. That she just asks someone specific whether they have a specific advantage. For example, Mike, do you have an idol? And that person has to give her the advantage. Omar was overjoyed with this news. I've never seen anyone so giddy with information sharing.
Yeah.
And thrilled at this. But little does Drea know, he's not thrilled that he and Drea have this great advantage together. He, being Omar,
Yeah,
twists
next
it a
level.
little. Takes the information and runs with it.
Yeah.
And this is after Omar was like about to eat, and he's like, I should pray. And Dre's like, yeah, there's a spot, whatever. And he goes to do it. And then Mike gets up mid-prayer and is like, yo, let's go talk. And Omar just like gets up, and then Drea's like, wait, weren't you just like praying? And like, he's like, oh, I'm done now. I'm done. And
I
she
don't
didn't,
know though.
like-
That seemed like a
You
weird
think that
edit.
could have been out of
though.
order?
I don't know. I think that kind of been a weird edit because I really don't think he would have gotten up mid prayer. He seems committed to it.
Yeah.
That was
But
kind of a
she
weird
called it
edit.
out.
Yeah, but
she did call it
Either
out.
way, the fact that like Mike is like calling him to go talk, and then Drea goes and confides in him.
Yep.
Is that a mistake?
Mike's getting pretty confident there.
Oh yeah, he's getting a little
Yeah.
high there, high
Little
on his
high on-
high horse.
Lots
Yeah.
of puppeteering happening.
Yeah.
Conversation.
A
Absolutely.
little big for his britches.
yes.
Um,
Meanwhile, Romeo's over here eating rice, just totally floundering. Like I'm just gonna do
Romeo
this for
is-
myself.
No, we don't see him until tribal, basically. Like
Yeah.
everyone's talking and strategizing, and then Romeo's eating rice, and we see him at tribal. But this is what I love about the game, because I don't think how Omar thinks. It always just like amazes me. What Omar does with the Drea information is not like, okay, I'm allied with Drea now. She's got this power. He thinks, no, if I go tell Mike about this advantage and Mike gives me the idol, then she's going to ask him, and then Mike will say no, because honestly, he does not have the idol, but I have the idol. And then he used the perfect word for it, neutered. Drea's advantage is neutered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, so now it's, there's a lot of names being thrown out, but the primary name was Mike. Drea wants to get Mike out by stealing his idol and getting the votes. And now Omar wants to get Drea out because this would be perfect blindside. What'd you say?
I said, but Lindsay might go home too. There's just, I think it's fair to say
That's true. This all could be this pie in the sky.
This is the unpredictable tribal.
Yeah.
So far, by far.
Super intense.
This reminds me of those pictures you see of like the little genius boy, and there's like 5 old men sitting at 5 different chessboards, and the little boy is like looking at all 5, like walking along them. Because at this game, you have to be the little boy with the 5 chessboards, because at any moment, someone's going to come over and knock 4 of them off the table, and only one game is going to be legit, and you're going to have to play it. And so that's literally everybody there is like setting up their 5 chessboards and going, okay, if this happens this, if this happens this, if this happens this. And then Jeff Probst comes in and goes, slap, 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 slap. And then you're like, okay, I guess this is this is it.
And one chessboard hits another chessboard, and then it like shuffles all the pieces, and you get all mixed up. And great analogy.
Yeah.
So with Omar just doing this little side interview, he's gonna try and steal the immunity from Mike. He says that, but he says it may not, because Lindsay may go home.
Yeah.
And then cuts to, I don't know about you guys, to a Bounty paper towel commercial. I don't know what yours was, but that's where mine cut to.
No.
Clorox.
No.
What does
Ours
it
was
mean?
for adult diapers. Adult diapers.
Yeah. It really depends on what channel you're watching it on.
I thought it was a very carefree episode. Took me a second, but I got there.
Mine was very duct taped on garbage bag. Okay. Are we going to tribal? Are we done talking?
Let's go.
We're going to tribal. Enough screwing around.
Okay.
Let me get to tribal.
It is time. We're headed to tribal.
Drea's first. I think she's the first to start talking to Jeff about how she observes what's going on, and she calls out what we've talked about, like that she's watching people go to water and they come back with no water. They're going to get firewood and they come back with no firewood. So she knows there's a lot of conversations happening. And then Mike says everything you say in this game means something to somebody, whether you mean it to or not. And that's very true. I mean, the whole dust up between Jonathan and Drea, we've seen that really have an impact at tribal in previous seasons. Not this one yet, but people get irritated with people. No sleep, no food. Well into this, people start rubbing you the wrong way. The sweetness of bonding over, different backgrounds fades, and then it's just 2 dopes sitting around getting on each other's nerves.
Yeah. And one of the things Drea said too was when they were talking, she said, I play like it's my last day.
Mhm.
every day.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she said that throughout. That's kind of a common theme of hers is I forget. I think her dad passed away when she was young, so she's kind of like lived life to the fullest and gone for her dreams. I mean, she's on Survivor now, and that's how she's playing the game too.
Yeah.
And
The whole
so-
time we're listening to them talk, I'm just thinking like, did Mike and Omar make an exchange? Did things
I
like
know.
happen? Like
Like, what's
they're
gonna
looking at each
happen?
other. What's
So we
going
don't-
on?
At this
We don't
point.
know. We
Yeah.
haven't seen anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
all I'm thinking about is Lindsay.
I know.
Over
I
and
know.
over.
Here we go.
Oh,
So Jeff says, "Okay, let's
It's
play
time.
the game." And so that's when he reveals and he says, "I'm going to set it up." And he walks over to a little, looks like a 3-card Monty kind of size table and pulls out 3 wooden boxes and sets them out and says, 2 of these have a skull in them. 1 of them has a flame. If you choose a skull, you're going home. And so he gives her a moment and she goes, "Okay, I decided on this one." So he goes, "Okay." He takes 2 of the boxes, moves them to the side and says, "Before I open your box, I'm going to open one of these." And so she goes, "Okay." Slowly opens it. Skull. And everyone goes, "Oh."
Yeah.
So then he says, "Would you like to switch boxes?" It's like the meanest
Which
thing
is
to
the
do at
twist.
this point.
Yeah.
The Price
The
is
final
Right, right? Or is
twist
it Let's
is-
Make a Deal? What's the one where they're like,
I
"Do you
think
want
a
to
lot
switch
of
the
them do
curtain?"
that. I think a
Yeah.
lot of them do that, but I think they do on both. But like,
And then we've got High over in the jury saying, "You always swap. You always
yes,
swap."
yeah, he's all, "You always swap," and
Which made me laugh because 3-card Monty, it's just a game of chance. It's literal chance. You're just
Well,
guessing.
true 3-card Monty is no chance. Like,
Yeah, you're gonna lose no
always
matter what.
lose. Like you're gonna
But-
lose.
That's true.
In like the Let's Make a Deal and stuff, I think the logic is to stick with your first thing, isn't it? You never switch. Isn't that right? You never.
I think you're supposed to switch. I'm like pretty confident in that.
I need to
I
look it up.
know you always
There's
split
science
aces
behind it.
and you
I-
double down on 11.
Anyone in the chat, help us out. Do some Googling.
Let's make
Well,
a deal. Thank you.
Lindsay chose not to switch. She's gonna ride, dance with the one that brought her.
She
So
went with her gut.
Jeff said, "Okay, let's open your box."
Oh,
Slowly opens it. There's still 10 minutes left of the episode, so we know it's a torch. The fire is in there.
She's
And everybody's like, "Oh my God." And nobody is more overjoyed than Lindsay. And it was awesome. And
Yeah.
it was great television. It was,
she said, "I'm speechless. This is why I love the game Survivor." And I'm like, "This is why I love the game Survivor."
Yeah.
It was incredible.
anyone cry? I was like, you guys bawling because I love
No, I
so
didn't
much.
cry.
Goosebumps. I was like,
But that's another luck thing, right, Josh? So, like, what's your thoughts, man? Like,
well,
how was this moment for you?
I think I'm so desensitized now that I'm just expecting wackadoo every episode. Like, I still this one I don't mind as much because they had the option whether or not to do it. There were some pieces to it, but like, yeah, I just don't.
I guess
It's
that's
not
true.
that I don't like the luck. It's that I don't like the amount of luck in this game.
Okay.
There's literally 5 things out there or 6 things out there right now in the audience waiting to be used. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And they're gonna use some. So Jeff goes, "Okay, we're doing a vote tonight.
oh,
Does
Now-
anybody have anything?"
Can you answer one thing for me real quick?
Yeah.
Does this mean that Lindsay is immune? Is she not
Yeah,
votable?
she has immunity.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now her and
Tribal.
Jonathan, now at this moment for this tribal, are immune.
I just wanted to make sure. I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
sure if she's a factor or not.
No. He
'Cause
said
how
you're
much
either
of a
going
blow
home
would that
or
be?
you're immune.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so could you imagine if she was now vulnerable and got voted? I'd be like, "Fuck you guys."
Yeah.
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 So Jeff says, "Okay, everyone, it's time. We're voting. Does anyone have anything?" And Drea announces, "Yes." and she reads the paper that tells the rules to the power is knowledge advantage. She then turns to Mike and says, Mike, do you have an idol?
She's reading it, and his head goes.
Yep. But then
And
he
what does Mike
replies,
say?
"No, I do not."
Yes.
Dun dun dun.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we went into this tribal not knowing if Omar got him to switch or not.
Yeah.
Right.
We knew the concept was out there. We did not know if the switch had happened, but the switch had happened. And Drea, and I will say I don't want to give away too much, but she was actually delighted and kind of having fun at the fact Mike didn't have the idol.
She was like, "Oh, that's good."
Like
Yeah.
fun, like this is a fun game.
I'm a
Yeah.
fan. Yeah, for sure.
And so they asked if anybody wanted to play an idol. Nobody played it. Could you imagine if Omar went, "Yeah, I'll play an idol," and just
Oh
played
my
the idol?
gosh.
But that would have been dumb. He didn't need to. But so they go vote. Everyone walks in and votes, and Jeff goes in, comes out, and goes, "Okay, everyone, let's do this." And he starts reading off votes.
First vote, Drea.
Yeah.
Second vote, Mike.
Oh.
Third vote, Drea. Fourth vote, Mike. Fifth vote, Drea. Sixth vote, all crumpled up because it's been pulled out of a crotch, Mike.
Oh.
Seventh, he's like, this one?
Yeah. Ringing it out.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Seventh vote, Drea.
Drea.
And at that point, Drea has 4 votes. Mike has 3. And the last one to be pulled out is for Drea.
Yep.
And
Best
immediately Drea jumps up and celebrates
And just
at
high
what
five.
a good game that was.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah.
it beautiful?
I love
It was.
so much.
I
The
thought it
Mike
was
and
so
Drea
cool.
moment. He's like, "Did you throw a second vote at me?" And she's like, "I threw a
Yeah.
second vote at you." And they just like loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell there was a true friendship there. And I love the fact that they were able to step back and go, "I'm playing a game." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
some people act so butthurt and stuff. It's like, hey, we're all competing for $1 million. Of course, I'm
Right.
going to try to win.
Right.
Drea
Yeah.
fully understood that, and she had the time of her life getting voted off on Survivor. I think she was the perfect demonstration of how everyone should be. She just went through an amazing adventure. She
Oh,
played
yeah.
a game. Everyone pulled one on her and surprised her. That's awesome. That's a great
Yeah.
game. And she was
She had
totally
fun
happy.
with it.
Totally.
It was like she like came alive the second she was voted
Yeah.
out, because we've seen like a very subdued version of Drea. I feel like even compared to, they must have so much footage of
Right.
her being
like,
the person
very
we saw last
observant.
night, because everyone seems to love her and was hugging her goodbye and everything. But the Drea we saw post vote was not the Drea we've seen
That's
this
true.
whole season. She was so happy and like jokey and stuff. We just haven't seen that from her. So it was nice to see like another dimension to her.
Did anyone have flashbacks from like how High reacted? Like, I just feel like this is such a different way that people are reacting from like other survivors that I've seen. And it's like they're celebrating, like, good game, homie. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, like
other
Yeah.
stuff.
you played
Like-
me well.
Really
And-
cool.
And Jeff really respected it too. You could tell because
Yes,
he was
yeah.
saying this is the fiercest gameplay, and then he even offered to like let her be a part of the like ceremony, which he rarely does.
Yeah.
And then he even let her touch his snuffer and like
Yeah.
help snuff her own torch. Like that was respect for sure.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
really like that.
There's a
But-
lot of people where it's like he's putting out, you could see he's delighted and getting
Yeah,
rid of
get
them.
outta
He's
here.
like,
Just
Yeah.
rubs it
I'm
in.
tired of
And
you.
what was interesting was Drea was locked and loaded with something to say on her walk to get her flame snuffed out to everybody. And I
Mhm.
didn't catch every last
I
thing, but the significant thing oh, you caught everything?
Yes. So she says for Lindsay, I'm rooting for you. You know why. John,
Oh yeah.
you were never on my radar, even though I was always on yours. Mike, if you make it to the end, I think you'll win. And Mike goes, thank you. And then Romeo,
He said,
No,
"Thank
no,
you for
no,
like
no.
the curse." Yeah,
Thank you. It's
the
a
death
kiss
wish.
of death. Yeah,
Kiss
for,
of death,
for
yeah.
announcing that. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Romeo, you've been on the block every time. Honestly, again, mad respect to Drea.
Yeah.
Omar, you're the only one I told that secret to, and I want everyone else to know. And Marianne, keep being you, babe. Ah, what? How
She had the
badass
game.
is that?
Yeah.
Class.
Marianne's dabbing her eyes with toenails. Just I'm gonna miss you.
Oh, the pinky toenails.
And I like how she's still playing the game as she's leaving it, like
Yeah.
dropping some bombs.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. And Jeff
figure
was
this
just
one
letting
out.
it.
yeah.
Also, we don't talk about this much, but we should maybe next episode. But like looking at the jury's faces is also pretty awesome. Like
I
Yeah.
do like that.
Lori's face and High, they're like, oh, because they don't know what's going on either. You know, they
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't know, and they're like, what just happened? Lindsay might be voted out. What? Like, they
Yeah.
have no clue. So, yeah, I'll keep.
Yeah, you're right. When Jeff pulled out those boxes, even they were like, "Oh no, this is crazy!"
Yes.
And they
Like,
haven't seen that before. Yeah.
It must be so exciting because it's like a few days between tribals. So it must be so exciting when they get like a new member back at the hotel where they're all just kind of chilling post getting voted off.
Oh, sure.
In
And
Ponderosa?
they can all talk to each other, I believe, and because they're like
Yeah, yeah.
having meals together and everything. And
Yeah, they used
what
to televise.
happened after I left? Like, it must be
not
like,
like-
tell us what was happening.
They didn't televise it, but they used to put it on like the website. You could watch Ponderosa like after the tribal, and they
Right,
would go and you'd see
Ponderosa.
them like on their little resort. I mean,
Ponderosa.
I posted a picture of him on Instagram today or yesterday that just showed him like with glasses and like just a fuller face, and he was like, "This is after 48 hours at Ponderosa," and he's just like content because he actually got to eat and shower and
Yeah.
shave and all that.
Yeah.
So, no, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This show's
Well,
bananas.
it's time for my favorite part of the show.
Yes, it is.
We're going to tribal. So, for
So-
everybody who's watching, this is our time of the show where you and us get to vote someone off, not off the show. They have already taken care of that. We are voting someone off our show here tonight, either on camera or in the chat. Everyone votes.
Are we
all
doing
write
the
ours
idol
down.
first or after?
What's that?
Are we doing the idol first or after?
Oh, yes. Good reminder. An idol has been out there. So this is what we're going to do first. Yeah, thank you guys. Aaron, good reminder. Everybody, start putting the word into the chat that you think was the idol.
Yeah.
And if first one to get the word will get the idol. Let's see if the idol was found tonight. We'll wait a couple seconds.
I'll keep an eye on the chat.
Yeah, while we do, while everyone's voting, and there's a delay too, so it's going to take about 20
That's true.
seconds, 30 seconds till people start putting it in. But if there's a word that you thought was the idol, you don't have to write like Josh said it or anything. A lot of people throwing this one out there. This is not it. I'm just going to put some of the guesses up here. Oh, there's some good words that we threw out there.
Adonis. It's one of my favorite
Tess,
words.
imagine if it was just idle.
That's hilarious. One of these weeks it will be.
No.
We're running out of weeks, so
Monkey.
Rebecca. I love it. I love it.
Rebecca's throwing the first vote out.
Already
the way,
voting.
You guys, we can work on our votes right now too while we're looking
Oh,
for
yeah.
the word.
I'm looking
But
for
as soon as I open this thing up,
trouble.
I'm out for
Oh,
the
yeah.
night. So I just need to make sure that is there anything that I should be like conscious for, or
Ah,
guess
this is
not.
a tough one. This is a tough one. I got a good one. I know who I'm voting for. You guys got someone?
I got it.
I'm still watching the chat. I don't think anyone's gonna get the word tonight, it looks like.
I don't think so either.
And you know, you had jackasses like me saying a bunch of crap all night, so that
Yeah.
probably didn't help. But it was the first time, so I wanted to make a vote. I forget what the criteria for voting is. N-Dub, you can vote for literally anyone and whatever reason you make up. Oh yeah, I gotta do this.
Da-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Oh, you guys gotta talk or something, or help me make noise.
No.
I wrote a lot.
What if
Okay.
I give a clue for the word?
There's this. Okay, I'll give a clue. They're saying I made. I didn't. It wasn't just me.
You didn't
guys.
even
You
make
know
the
this.
word.
I didn't
You
even help
did.
actually. Okay, I'll say this. It was a edible thing mentioned tonight that is not rice. Rice was already guessed. It's not rice. It was something edible that was mentioned this evening.
Was it?
Yes. And second clue, it was mentioned about 3 or 4 times throughout the show.
Yes.
Was it? Do I even have the word?
I think you have the original word.
Yeah.
And,
Oh.
yeah, which I used for funsies.
It's not
Okay.
pizza. I'll give you guys another clue. It was a fruit.
Are you just like giving away idols at this point?
I'm
Are you,
trying to help. I want
You know
someone
what
to
you're
be idol
doing?
this week.
Josh, you know what you're doing? You're the camera guy that like follows the random person into the woods, and they're like looking, and then the camera guy's like, "But it's right here." I'm like
Yeah.
looking at it right here.
Yeah.
And it like goes back to the person.
And there it was.
Well, I really want someone to find it. I'm just driving me bananas here. I want someone to find a stupid idol.
That's crazy.
All right. Well, I guess no one is gonna find the idol tonight.
No one's safe.
Now people are just naming fruits. I don't think anybody mentioned a papaya.
The lime and the coconut. Mix it all up.
Aaron gets it.
Oh man.
I don't know. Erin misspelled it though. So does she get it?
It was a
Oh, wait,
banana.
who got it first? Aaron.
Aaron
Aaron
did.
got it.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron got it. Oh my gosh. Aaron
So
got
any
it.
votes cast against Aaron don't count.
Well, will not count, everybody.
Okay.
Aaron has immunity this challenge.
Respect
So-
to Rebecca for just putting all the fruits. Okay, we're voting. Let's do
I'm
this.
Okay.
ready.
Let's see it. I'm pulling up. Bailey seems the most ready. So Bailey, let me
I'm ready.
put you up. Who do we got?
Earlier, aliens literally invaded my home and my internet cut out for a moment and it wasn't my fault. And for that, I'm voting myself.
Oh my gosh. And you know what?
Self-destruct.
Self-destruction. And I'm hungry, okay? I'm on Survivor. I like
And you know what? Thanks to Annika, check this out. We actually have the moment the aliens got her.
Yes. Yes.
Bailey, that's how you left us. You were frozen like this.
Literally being abducted.
So I was able to sneak it to the camera while we were doing the show. So
new file picture. Thank you.
yeah, that's your new LinkedIn photo, everyone. Connect with Bailey. So she'll like data. Okay. Greg, hold on. Let me pull you up in solo mode. Here we go.
You're gonna see some craziness here. I voted for Erin because she got the personal message from Jeff, and I was like, "What the heck?" But you'll also see that I have a little bit of an issue with the pen because I double voted. I know it's not allowed, but I thought it was worth it to also vote for Marianne's toenail
Valid.
because I want that out of here.
Yeah.
Well, it is already gone, but now it's officially gone.
Get
Thank
out
you
of
for
here.
having my back, Aaron, in the comments and voting off N-Dub. This line's
Greg
strong, guys.
Greg is very jelly and very
Right.
extra jelly.
Hold on. I'm trying to get. Are we? Aaron, are you voting for? Natalie?
No.
Oh.
Earlier, N-Dub, Aaron voted for N-Dub because she went for her alliance partner last week, which is me, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
Okay.
You know, the
Got your
tangled
back.
web.
Were you voting for Nat?
Oh, it's me. I'm sorry.
Good.
Bailey
Damn.
for blaming the aliens for your own failures.
I agree. I agree. At least I get all the rice I want. I'm gonna be Romeo over here. Just
You had
That
an
would be
extra minute.
hilarious if it was all rice back at Ponderosa. That's just like
Oh my
just
god.
more rice.
And then finally here, let me put myself in solo mode. There we go. And my vote this week, I'm using it as a sign of love. I voted for Erin, even though she's
Oh.
unvotable this week. She does have immunity, so my vote was no good. It went out. So yeah, it
Our
sounds like
alliance
it
didn't
sounds
work,
like
Josh.
I'm trying to look, but it seems like the person who got the most consistent votes is Bailey. She's voted out this week.
Bailey, you're out.
Help,
playing.
help. That was literally me going, put me in, coach. And then it just
Put me
Yeah.
in, coach. Yeah, you were so
So
excited.
funny.
whatever.
Well, guys, thanks everybody for coming out tonight. Awesome show. Very, very special thank you to Erin.
yeah.
Erin gave us our celebrity guest moment, and it was
That was a
so
gift.
cool. Great question.
Yes.
I mean, people like that's the way to get answers and stuff on Twitter. Ask really cool
Yeah.
questions. That was a great question, and I can't think of a single Survivor fan who didn't go, "Oh yeah, I do want to hear this play." You know what I mean?
100%. Thank you so much, Erin. You're an absolute doll. See y'all next week. So
Yeah,
good.
thanks,
See
Annika,
you
for
guys.
also being our moderator.
Yeah,
too.
thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
We appreciate
Thanks,
it.
everybody. You guys are awesome and fun.
Keeping people on the likes and the subscribes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like and subscribe. Where's my
Oh my
banner?
gosh.
Uh,
Hello.
Yeah, click the
No.
like button. We should have asked. Dang it, guys, we forgot to ask all.
It's
that
okay.
stuff.
Go get your friends to like and subscribe. Or you know what? I've been going Instagram live before, and I know it's just so fun for Josh because what happens is, well, he's getting ready and like trying to concentrate and focus. I'm just over here talking to my phone, and then I can hear him, but then the Instagram live group can't hear him. So then he like sometimes does like my voice for him. But what if we do something fun next week, maybe where I could like bring some people on there and then like get introduced to their group of Instagram people or something. I don't know. This is such a tight knit community that it's like
So
it's hard.
what Greg's saying is follow him on Instagram, and
Yes.
he's going to try to do something with you before it's at Gregory the Greg. Yeah,
Good
go
job.
on Instagram, find him. I'm on Twitter at CJoshGo. Natalie and Bailey haven't worked out.
They don't know how
I'm
to
not
do that.
online. I'm off the grid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Natalie's my prepper wife. We've got cans and cans of green beans, in
Red
the
beans and
basement.
rice.
So,
I'll be
All
canning
sorts of
that
bananas.
tomorrow.
just tons of bananas. Camille is still out there camping, folks.
Dude.
Her
We got
cats
the
want
cats.
to go home, and she is not leaving.
We love to see it.
Have you had to eat any cats yet?
No.
Like what level
She
of
would
survival
never.
survival are we
Those
that.
cats
talking
will
about?
go and catch mice if they need to and bring it back to camp because
Oh,
that's
smart.
what cats do.
Yeah.
Smart.
Little known fact, cats are very loyal pets.
Obviously, not
Um,
I. Okay. Camille, we love you. Dan, we love you, but wake up and
Oh,
take
Norma.
go get some pineapple pizza with Wally.
Pineapple
That's it.
pizza. They need to see a picture of Katie too because we've shown Wally.
Okay, well, next week we'll have a picture of Katie
Next
up.
week.
I'll pick a really
Okay.
good one.
Bye, babes.
Greg is
All
putting
right,
the
love you
merge.
guys.
All right.
Bye,
Have
guys.
fun.
Yeah, this is
Awesome
fun.
show. Hold
Such a
on,
good one.
Josh is delaying while he looks for the video.